Hey everybody, Jamie Pate here. Welcome to this video. We are kind of working on some familiar techniques, but this one comes with a little twist and some thoughts about the holidays as well. I'm excited to share it with you. Let's get started. Okay, friends, we've been working some mixed media lately, and today is no exception. This time I'm grabbing the 6x8 mixed media paper. We're going to be making, today we're going to be making one tag, but you're going to see the beginnings of two more tags, and I'm showing you two tags, and the third one, you got to wait till sometime when this posts to actually see that. So I'm just trimming these out, and then I'm going to use, this is a tag die that is one of my most favorites, one of my first ScrapbookCom dies. I use it over and over again. It makes the best tag size, and it has multiple sizes actually. I'm just cutting that up with my Scout, and there'll be 3 of them here when we get finished. And it's just a great way to be able to have your own mixed media tags and whatever size you want them to be in, so then we can make and add some coloration to them. This time I'm using the Distress Stain in both the Speckled Egg as well as the Evergreen Bough here. And just 2 colors, but boy, I really love the pop that these bring. So it's kind of hard to tell here. I did this on the wrong side of my glass mat, so forgive me for being goofy here, but I have added some of the spray to the glass mat there. I've added some water to the spray. I've added some water to my mixed media tag. And so now I'm just going to kind of move that water around, the ink and the color around rather. I didn't do but one dip. So I have extra on the glass mat here, right? So I'm just going to repeating the same thing by adding some spritzes of water to my tag, as well as then now dipping the tag into the color. Going to kind of, when it gets too pooly, that's not really a word, but I think you know what I'm saying, then I like to come in and kind of dab that up. So that's the very basics of the backgrounds for these 3 tags that are in the works here. Okay, so we inked these, and I wanted to jump in here and talk about adding some more to a background. So this is called Mesh and Linen. I actually find myself using this quite a bit in my art journaling, this whole mesh. It makes me actually think of linen when it's on. Let me see, this one is more linen, I guess I want to say. There we go, get my thoughts together here. I'm going to go real light and not complete coverage on this background. And I have my tag here because I'm kind of lining it up to this so I know where my tag ends. And so this again, I might even actually come in here like this. And I'm going to get a little bit more here to the bottom of this. And you just have to kind of go over with your ink pad and just kind of drag it a little bit. I used the Salvage Patina for this one. I probably could have actually used the Speckled Egg. I might use Speckled Egg on another one so we can kind of get a comparison of what it looks like. So I'm not going real hard on this. This is not a big old pressure kind of a hit here. But you can see, hopefully you can see, a little bit of ink there, that it gives just a nice overall texture to the background, but it doesn't overwhelm it. It's part of the background. It's really important to me when I do my backgrounds, when I add rub-ons. Well, sometimes rub-ons are focal points, I get that. But when I'm adding like these kind of pieces, elements in here, I don't want it to be super heavy. Now I might come on the edge like this and press, and then you just have a little more colorization and a little bit more interest there. I might not do that too often. And again, this is just kind of the residual of my ink here. And it kind of gives a bit of a grunge. I'm looking for, I want to clean my stamp off. So I'm going to just add some water here to my cloth, and I want to take off the Salvage Patina because I also want to try the Speckled Egg since we use that as our background, and just for some variation, which is super fun when you have more than one surface that you're working on like this. This is a great opportunity. We've talked about this a lot. We've talked a lot about working on a variation on a theme. We've been doing that the last couple of videos on this channel here. But then not only that, but then to kind of come in and just have the freedom of play. It's like, okay, well, I tried that color. Let me grab another color. This is how you discover. And one of the things you might notice too is like the middle here doesn't have a lot going on. Again, it's kind of a little bit more down here. It's about the length, or the height rather, of my tag. Just making sure I don't have any fuzzies on here. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in here, lay it down, and just kind of go over it softly. A little bit more emphasis on the edge anyway than on the center. This just makes great backgrounds. Let's see how well this... Okay, so this is really, really subtle. I'm going to go with it because the next one, I'm going to keep this ink on here actually. And the last tag that we haven't added anything to yet, and I might actually come in here like this and just add some more pressure. And it's hard to tell because it is so subtle, but I have a little bit of a pop of a hit here. I have a bit of a hit over here. I have some over here. And I might just come up here on the top. Practice this. If this is something you've not done before, just practice. And maybe not use your fancy cardstock. Maybe use your scrap cardstock. It's great to just practice on scraps like this. Okay, so the last one we'll do here, I'm going to grab the evergreen bow and the oxide and do the same thing. The evergreen you got to kind of be careful of because it is a darker color. So I'm probably going to be a bit hesitant to go too heavy and just add this a little bit at a time here. But I wanted to share this with you because especially since we're going to add some more things in here, we're going to add some more rub-ons in here. It's just so fun to add these real subtle textures. They don't shout at you, but they're definitely there. Okay, so you can really see the evergreen bow, and I really purposely went on the outside really soft because I knew it likes to be loud. But this is a great way, especially if you have a big background stamp like this, this is a great way to use them. Add some variation. No one of these are the same. And I actually might, before I clean this, because this will be a second hit now, right? I'm coming back in here with the one that I have speckled egg on, just to give it a little bit more texture with this stamp. Yep, that's exactly what it did. Oh, I'm really happy with that. And again, I'm going to kind of come in here on the very bottom. Yeah, looking good. Okay. So what we're going to do next, we're going to bring in these black and white snowflakes. I'm going to use the white. So this is going to all be very subtle background and texture. And I'll tell you what, the adding of the rub-ons, I do this a lot in my videos. So this is not anything of great technique that we're doing here. What you're going to see on each of these 3 tags is how I come in just a little different. So each is a variation on the skill. The inspiration behind adding not only the snowflake rub-ons, we're going to be adding some polka dot rub-ons, and then on one of the tags we're going to be adding some silver music note rub-ons. My idea, my inspiration came from 49 and Market paper. That linen background, the inky background, the subtle hits of some white ink. That was really what has been inspiring me lately, of looking at those different patterns in papers that I absolutely love and trying to figure out, okay, how can I make that? Now, these are brand new rub-ons from ScrapbookCom, and there was a bundle this week as this gets posted to the channel. With the polka dots and the snowflakes. The snowflake, the white snowflake, you need to be a little patient with them. I'm finding them to be a little different than like the black rub-ons. And I have no technical way to explain that, except I just realized, just take your time, James. Just go slow. This is super speeded up because I think we may or may not know how to do rub-ons, but it's just rubbing the image to your surface through the plastic. Sometimes I like to cut an image out. Sometimes I like to just snuggle my paper right underneath it and make it work that way. So here on this next tag, I am doing just that with the snowflakes. I'm using the pattern that's already part of this Rub On transfer to add on this snowflake pattern. So this was a fun way to go about this too. Kind of breaking my own rules because I'm really big about adding something to the left-hand top edge and the bottom. But this time, you know what? I was just going with it. Those snowflakes also have those little polka dots in them too. So that I was, make sure if you're using these, make sure you get those added onto your pattern too, because they're very whimsical and fun. And then when we come back in here with the white polka dot, it just adds another layer. It adds another dimension. It adds some more fun. So we're just repeating the process here and here again and again. I had no real forethought as I was adding these patterns on. I just kind of went with it, and not using the whole entire sheet, you can kind of do that. So you can see how this pattern played out too, and it is living there at the bottom left edge. And I believe I'm going to come in here with some more polka dots. I'm going to run that all along the right hand edge as well. And that is this part of the background, and we got some more stuff to do next. The next thing I'm going to prepare are the elements that are going to sit on top of the stamp, or the tag rather. So I have these holiday banners too, and I'm using this. Do you feel a theme here? Yes, we are closing out July, or Christmas in July, with a bang, I gotta tell you. But then I have the holiday paper, and there's some really pretty light greens that I think go really beautifully with the tags that we've already prepared. And so using this one, again with snowflakes on it, if you can see that, I have cut out with the fa-la-la, there we go, from that pattern paper. And with the idea being, these are going to go on here somehow like that. But the other thing I thought, and I'm going to kind of pop them up too, because I just love that idea of popping these things up. The other thing I'm going to do is, so there's the inside letters to these, which this is really pretty, just like it is. But, let's just go one more step further. So I have here some Spellbinders silver metallic paper, and that's what we're going to do the letters on the inside with. And so I'm just popping these on here. Now, there's a lot of metallic or holographic paper you can choose from. I just wanted a real basic metallic. Let me slam my table around here for a minute for you, okay? Just wanted a real basic metallic here. You're going to see that we have a lot of letters on this. Whoops, 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 whoops. Here we go. She's throwing things around here. So I'll get this started. I won't do the whole thing for you, but I want you to get an idea of how I'm going to go about putting these on here. And so it kind of helps to just get them all popped off of your die to start with. So then they're just ready to go when you're ready to put them in place. Oops, I still have an L in there. There we go. And with the la la la, I think this is one of my favorite phrases from Christmas is fa la 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 la. It's just so fun and whimsical. Fa la 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 la. Yep, we're getting the spirit here. Okay, I have the Artiste glue, and I want to grab the F. Just going to put a dot of glue here. Oops, that's not a dot. Well, it's a dot. It's too big of a dot. All right, let's start all over again, because we don't want that much. I realize this glue dries clear, but if I can help it, I'd rather not have a whole bunch of glue showing through. All right, so see how that goes on there? It's just a fun pop. Here's the thing I'm thinking about too, that ScrapbookCom has also come out with, do I have them here? Oh, she just so happens to have them on her table. The silver vintage scripts. See, I'm super tempted to add some of that too there. It is so much fun to make your own backgrounds. And I love pattern. I have a ton of paper here in the studio. So it's not like I don't have anything to fall back on and use, but it's just so satisfying to do this right here and make something how you want it. It's like maybe you've seen a pattern paper out there of something and you're super inspired by it. Use that inspiration to kind of mimic it. And we can do that so easily with rub-ons, with ink, with stamps. These tools, you know, they're so multi-dimensional, and I talk about that a lot here. We just have to take the time, and it takes time, but, you know, maybe instead of binging a show, we're making stuff instead. Instead of taking texts from our kids, we're making stuff instead. I don't know if you could hear that, but my phone just rang, and I know exactly who it is. My text rang, rather. Oh, my goodness. Okay, this has its little extra piece there still added to it. So I'm just going to show you the fa la la, and then I'm going to go off camera and finish the la la la. It just tickles me. Because you get the idea of how those go on. Isn't that pretty? It really is pretty in the real person here. It really is gorgeous. I'm glad I'm making this. Okay, I'm going to go get those finished. All right, to get this finished, I'm grabbing the silver metallic rub-ons. Oh my gosh, rub-ons. Are you kidding me? I don't know. They just super excite me. And so I tuck this underneath, but you got to kind of be careful when you're doing this because you might have other parts stick that you don't really want sticking. So I kind of took a chance here doing this, and it worked, but it might not be the best technique. To add my banner to my tag, I am using foam adhesive squares, the little ones. Wherever there is the most flat portion of a letter, that's where I put the square. I didn't add squares to every single letter. And then I used, for the fa la la, I used the 2mm. For the second part, I used the 1mm. So it's not the same height as the fa la la. I like doing that. I like it. Again, to me, that's another layer of dimension happening there when you have them at different heights. It's a super easy thing to do, super fun. Just snipping off the banners. You know, maybe the tag wasn't the best thing to put a banner on, but I think you get an idea that it is a banner, and I'm all about tags. This Christmas sticker book is still handy in my studio, so I grabbed, I think this says Traditions. I thought this would be a really fun tag to maybe be an embellished cluster for my December album, but it could also be a gift tag. It could also be a front of a card as well. And so finishing up this tag, I already had put that reinforcer hole there at the top. I had some tulle in my stash, so I just threaded the top with tulle. And then this Vivant, I believe it's a sage green that you can get at ScrapbookCom also. I thought it was a nice hit with all the colors that were happening here on our inked background and on this tag. And you can just see, just taking this kind of an idea, you could take it a couple other different places and ways. And I just wanted to show the close-up here with all the layered background detail. So that's my fa la la Traditions tag. And then I also made a Happy Holidays tag, and I added the sticker jingle all the way. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. I hope you found an idea here today, and I will see you in the next video.